and below the lead aircraft. These are what they termed in World War II as the grasshoppers, and the Vietnam era using them as forward air control. Lead airplane out in front, Tony Markl with the other aircraft behind and to his left for the left echelon. He should execute what we call a duster turn now, which is a 90-degree turn either to the left or the right, and then a 270-degree turn, making it coming around for the completion of that.
Hey, it was warmer when you guys had the show 3 years ago in October.
Okay, we got one aircraft breaking off. He's going to head for the barn. He's going to go back home. Tony Markl here is in the lead. So we won't be demonstrating many formations to you. Let you know just a little bit about formation flying. The formation flying in these type of aircraft are all done by hand signals. They don't use radios, and they are constantly using their situational awareness, looking at all three axes, the nose to the tail, wingtip to wingtip, and the cockpit to the wheel. All of these signals. Basically, the L-birds were the observation and forward air controllers, as well as what we call squadron hacks during World War II, and some of them used later on in Korea and, of course, Vietnam. They would fly up towards the enemy lines, spot movements of tanks or equipment or gun emplacements, and then radio back, and then they would call in the ground attack aircraft, or they could call the artillery and spot for them as well. Very important role played. Perhaps many of you saw the movie of a forward air controller in Vietnam with Danny Glover called Bat 2-1 with Gene Hackman shot down, and then Danny Glover flying in 02 went up to try to get Gene to safety. Very, very short distances in fields, unimproved property, as well as on runways. Very, very slow. They stalled at about 40 miles an hour. Maximum speed on like an L3 was just about 100 miles an hour. When I used to fly my L3 over the interstates, I could see trucks passing me by. Only cruise about 80 or 90, and then if you had a headwind, that would take you down to 70 or 60, depending on the wind speed. Once again, I'd like to say a big thank you to Chevron for sponsoring Julie Clark, and our Embry-Riddle for sponsoring Matt Chapman, of the Disabled American Veterans for sponsoring Panchito. He has crosswind, so he has to be somewhat careful with that. Make sure you stop by the AMC Museum behind us here and see all the inside exhibits, including 7 more aircraft than they have outside. B-17G Flying Fortress, you might meet a genuine American hero who flew missions as a tail gunner on the B-17 during World War II. Might remind you that admission is free today and every day, and that museum is open Tuesday through Sunday. Once again, all you AMCers, the scratch-off matchup game is available. Make sure you play that game for prizes, and programs are available throughout the area. You know, when you got here this morning, even after the rain and the wind last night, you saw that Dover Air Force Base was nice and clean. There wasn't any paper or cups or trash on the ground. We'd like to ask your cooperation today so that we can get this base back to full operational readiness tomorrow morning. So when you finish your drink or whatever you're having to eat, make sure you put your trash in the proper receptacles. Do not throw it on the ground. P-47 Thunderbolts. And listen to the sound of those fighter bomber aircraft. Ground attack, I should say, rather than bomber.
I actually started at mine. Right, you go
Tony Markl in the lead out there. Flying the L-16, 1947. Yesterday we had quite a bit of rain off and on, but we got most of the show in with just a few of the performers not being able to fly. Unfortunately, when it got time for the Thunderbirds to fly yesterday, we got a weather warning that we might have some weather moving in with hail and high winds, so the Thunderbirds had to cancel. But we did have a lot of people stick with us, of which we are thankful for. And we did put on most of the air show yesterday after a delay of about an hour and a half getting started. But we ran as much as we could. Skies finally opened up and we had some pretty nice weather for a while there until we got that one weather warning. And Tony Markl saying goodbye to Dover Air Force Base, and we're almost ready to go. Our warbirds are waiting down at the end of runway 1, which is off to your left.